Hello once again. It's Jay, aka Lord Gazumba, and I'm going to bring you a prelude of what's to come with my gaming group this Thursday evening for premiere broadcast on Friday at 12 noon. We're in a crossover right now between Adventures 821 and 822. We did not finish up our first adventure, a deal with Knucklepaler, on Thursday night. We're going to continue that. I have two pictures up of what's going on right now as our group, the Hilt with Swords Adventuring Mercenary Group, has landed on the island held by the outpost base of the pirate group, the Highwaymen of Woolly Bay, led by Dirty Dan, who is not here, and none of his ships are here, but there is a contingent of force on the island, and the group is attempting to capture, take over the island, and get an item that Shannon Mayne, aka Knucklepaler, has asked them to get, has described it, and they're working their way onto the island, which is in the southern Woolly Bay, and hopefully they will be successful on doing this. Once that is done, they will go back to Hardby, and then this adventure will be done, and we will tie into adventure number 822, which is called A Tale from Knucklepaler, and will involve another group, which is out of Hardby, called Reckless Indifference, and it's spelled as a wreck, W-R, just a cute way to spell it. This group is a little bit higher level than the previous group, and I put down some of the figures from the party. We're looking at, in the 6th, 7th level range. Give you an idea of some of the other characters. The second over has 3 figures. The first figure is Kayla Norbalos. She is the younger sister of the evil judge Alita Norbalos, and she's a specialty priest of the Stormlord, which is basically Talos ported over from Forgotten Realms to Greyhawk. There's really not a deity for storms and bad weather and bad tidings of that sort in Greyhawk, so we love bringing that character over, that class. Very character neutral, and she believes that Hardby is irredeemable and should be basically washed clean in a tsunami, because she is so against everything that's going on in the city. Typical for a chaotic neutral. That's her solution to everything. There's a lot of native borns of Hardby in this adventure coming up. The first 6 characters are all native Harbians, which is kind of interesting. Next one over is Leyland Cadwalder. He's an Inquisitor, which is a subclass of Paladin. He's a lawful good character, actually, and one of the few in the party. There's a lot of neutrals in this group. It's more of a merc for hire base group, but they will do missions of a good nature as well, but not as much as some of the other groups. The third character over is Jack Aubrey, Lucky Jack. He is a Corsair, which is a bandit subclass for ship base. And is basically one of the ones who knows what he's doing as far as seaworthiness, as seamanship goes. Next character in the next group's Hansine Gurnaskir, from one of the families. She's a specialty priest of Ouija. And then you have Morkant Darkblade. And he's a specialty priest of Hexter, lawful neutral aspect. We have a lot of priests in this party, with a tinging of some rogue skills. So he can be dangerous at times. And then the next character in that group is Esther, the Sacred. She's a lawful neutral monk, I believe, a Ouija as well. Yes, she is, and she's another native Harbian. So they are all have different aspects of what they're trying to do in the city. Some are trying to protect it, some are just out for money, some are trying to drown it. So you get the idea generally of this group. It's a mishmash of characters. It's a fun group to play. The last 4 characters in this group, you see, we have Daria Ralphson, and she's from the north. She's actually from the Frost Barbarians. She's a duelist, anyone knows the old school Dragon magazines, it's a great class that I've tweaked a little bit and allowed PCs to play. So she's dual wielding, usually fights longsword rapier or some aspect like that. Next character is Cassilla. She is a multi-class fighter mage out of Greyhawk and Elf. And basically he's one of those backup good characters to have around. The next character is very interesting, Jeddah Noonian. Because he was thinking Khan Noonian Singh when he made him. I don't know. So, but he's interesting. Never had a character like this before. He claims he's from the future. So he's always talking about stuff in everyday terms that you would or I would think of. It's kind of a little strange, but he's dual class, started as a thief and is now a spellcaster. Very, I don't know if parties overly annoyed by him or entertained by him or a mix of both, but it's somewhere in between. But or they just think he's crazy. So we're very interestingly played character. The last one is I believe is Garrett. Garrett's a Saxon, which is almost similar to Cavalier. It's a foot knight. They usually fight with large two-handed weapons, and they can specialize and double specialize with them. And that rounds out the party. Once Shannon Maynham has this item that the Hiltless Sword is going to get in Adventure 821, we will start the role-play aspect where she's going to attempt to hire. This is the very group that captured and destroyed her, the Terrors of Walibe, which was her. She was a pirate, an ex-pirate. So she's going to look at this very same group to do this mission for her. Now that she has an item that will allow her to locate a landmass that raises only very infrequently, and there's a lot of these in that area, the Woolly Bay area. So it's something kind of cool that this device will help her locate that. The Mysterious Arising Sea Mountain, this one's called, and there's supposed to be wealth and treasures beyond. Compare on this landmass, but it only infrequently pops up, and she has a magical item that will locate that. We'll see how that goes with the group, whether they even want to entertain working with someone that they brought back as a captured pirate and who's now been let go. But my guess is this group with their neutral stance won't bother them that much for them to take on this mission. We will begin that on Thursday, I think, sometime after we go through and do some treasure division from the previous adventure that we'll definitely finish up. So we'll run through, and that's why I'm calling this a crossover between the two. So we'll be working on two different groups with two different missions. Should be very interesting, once again. And my guess is that the second adventure, the Tale from Knucklepaler, adventure number 822, we'll finish that up next Thursday. That one will definitely go into next week. And then the week after that, we will be starting a Knight of Ulick adventure based on a character, one of my players, Mark's characters, David Gradavis, out of the Shieldlands. He will be actually here. He's the one who plays out of Ohio. He lives there now and Skypes or FaceTimes in. But he will be here that weekend, first weekend in June. And we're going to run some. Usually we try to run something kind of cool and epic when he's here. So that will start in 3 weeks. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all out there. Please always drop me a line. You can reach me on the Cannon Fire group in Facebook. You can reach. I'm posting there all the time. You can reach me on the Twitch channel, Lord Gazumba. Please feel free to say hello, ask some questions about our play style. I've had a lot of questions on converting this over to almost like a tabletop game, and it is a mix of some light RP. We're not LARPers, but there is a lot of role play early on, and then converting it over into almost a miniatures tabletop game. We love playing it that way. First and second edition hybrid. I'd be more than happy to answer anyone's questions or talk to them about the game, where I think the game is going, and some of the awesome things that I think are in store down the road. We are old school here, so I know a lot of people have really liked fifth edition. I'm glad to hear that. But for us, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Plus, we've been doing this for so long. We really just, we love our play style, and like to do some comparisons and some discussions. It's always cool to see what everyone else has out there in store for their games and their sessions. And I welcome it. And thank you very much. I'll see you online soon.